Have we talked reciprocals before? Probably not. Yes. Is there a keyboard here somewhere? Alright, let's just do this real fast. Here's what the book does, and this is really complicated, but I'm going to give it to you because you're smarter than half the people I don't know. Reciprocal is just this. A number whose product, the number, wait, what does it say here? Maybe I won't give it to you because I can't even remember. Are two numbers whose reciprocals are two numbers whose product is 1. Now that makes no sense to me, so I always give people the easier thing. The reciprocal is simply nothing more than a fraction flipped over. In other words, children, this. The reciprocal of 7/8 is, you just take the fraction, flip it over on top of itself, is 8/7. Here is your answer to that. Now, does this work here? Yes, because if you take 7/8 times 8/7, if we multiply fractions before, 7 times 8 is 56, and 7 times 8 is 56, and 56 over 56 is 1. But we've got a bunch of different goofy things. We'll get there in just a second. What is the reciprocal of 3/4? That one should be an easy one. Brooklyn? 4/3. And if they ask you for reciprocal, you can leave it as improper. You don't have to change it to a mixed number. But it gets a little more goofy. What's the reciprocal of 1/8? Waiting for Mark. Flip that over, it's 8/1. This one you could probably just give as 8. But what about this? What's the reciprocal of 3? What is the reciprocal of 3, Elijah?
3/4.
No, that's what 3 is. 3 is 3/1. The reciprocal of it is 1/3. Now, it's important for you to remember that because the book, again, tries to trick you a little bit. They will give you this. Box times 7/8 equals 1. Anytime you see that, you just think of that little thought, oh, the product of two reciprocals is 1, so this box has to be the reciprocal of that, which is 8/7. Or if you see 3 times what number is 1? Well, the product of two numbers and its reciprocal is 1, so what's the reciprocal of 3/1? 1/3. They just try to trick you in as many ways as possible. Yes, Emily? Emily remembers this from last year. Now, here's what you probably don't remember. They'll ask you this. How many 2/3 are in 1? How many 2/3 are there in 1? In other words, they're just asking you this. 2/3 times what number is 1? How many 2/3 are in 1? Again, right away you should think reciprocal, which means the answer is 3/2. There are 1 1/2, 2/3, and 1. Does that make sense? Drew. Alright, you're gonna make me show you this visually, watch. Here's my one circle, right? I wanna know how many 2/3 are in one, so I'm cutting it into thirds, right? That's what I'm cutting into. And I wanna know how many 2/3 there are in this one circle. Well, if you look at it, this one plus this one is a 2/3, right? Correct? Isn't this 2/3?
Yep.
So there's one whole 2/3 in one. And what is this? What part of 2/3 is this 1/3? What part of 2/3 is just 1/3? If you have 2/3 of a pizza and you ate one of those 2/3, what fraction of what the pizza you had did you eat? No. Watch, look, come over here. You didn't get a whole pizza. You just got 2/3 of a pizza. You ate one of those 2/3 of the pizza that you had. What fraction is 1/3 of 2/3?
1/2.
1/2 of it. This is half of the pizza. You ate half of the pieces you had. So going back to what we just talked about, there was one whole 2/3 in there, plus a half of a 2/3 in there. And 1 and 1/2 is the same as 3/2. But you don't need to know any of that, just know that it's reciprocal stuff. Okay? Good. Alright, we're stopping there because the blank looks on most of your faces are killing me.